my god, I need my donuts. What is up, family? Welcome back to a new video. You know the deal. On these epic cheat days, we are just having another full-on cheat day. Of course, as well, going over a scientific topic of training splits. Which one is the best according to the scientific literature? And what is my personal training split? A highly requested topic, but I know that a lot of you don't really give a shit. A lot of you don't really care about that, so we're gonna start off with the first meal and just eat because me so hungry.
Me so hungry.
I can already feel this is gonna be a very high calorie day, so sit back, relax, and enjoy watching me eat a ton of food. But you saw, we are actually in Dundrum, and like I said, my goal, or a goal of mine, is to work through the whole range of the Offbeats donuts. So we picked up another 3 donuts to kickstart the day. So we're just gonna woohoo! But there you go. I don't know if you can. Oh my god, these ones are gonna by far be the best ones. We have, actually, you know what? Let me just start eating these and go through them one by one. So I think I have to start off with this bad boy. Woo, baby. I don't know if you can see it, but it is a caramel slice, I think. So you have a nice caramel coating on top of a nice soft donut. And of course, I think this is like a Cadbury's caramel bar sliced on top for that presentation. I think I'll save the bar just for like my second or third bite and go balls deep on the glazing. So here we go. Oh my god. Oh, that is very, very good. Oh, that icing is just perfectly caramello. Can you see the dough in there? I know my camera is potato quality, but the dough is very, very good. It's super sticky. And actually, before I forget, we did actually weigh in this morning. We were at 78.5 on the dot, which is actually sort of a little bit high. You know, I normally range between like 77.5 and 78. So maybe I'm finally actually starting to gain a bit of weight. Woo! Anyway, let's go for this. I'm saving that one for the last bite. So you know what, let's split this up into 2 bites. We're gonna separate the chocolate bar and put one side on that side, another side on that side, and go for 2 bites of this. You know what I think that is? I think that's actually a Mars bar on top. It could be a Mars. I don't know, the inside doesn't really look like a Mars bar, but it tastes like a Mars bar. So here we go, last bite of the first one. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, workout description of today. We smashed leg day. That's gonna be on the screen. I know you like that as well. So let's get to the next donut. Actually, first we bought our usual liquid on our journey. Oh god. Okay, so here we go. 2 more donuts. We're gonna go for... Oh no, it's all gooey. Okay, we're gonna go for this one. It is a lemon meringue. So this stuff is like, yeah, lemon meringue sort of cream on top. You can see they've got a blowtorch and just gone. They obviously crisped up the top very nicely. So here we go. Woo! Oh my, oh my god. For all of you in the UK or even Ireland, do you know, or do you remember lemon curd, the sort of jam that you put on bread or whatever? That, oh, it's dripping everywhere. That is just pure lemon curd dripping inside of my donut, sending me on a one-way trip to type 2 diabetes. I'm very sorry. I know I'm a messy eater, but how the f can you eat this without getting it all over your face? Oh no! No! This is probably the messiest donut I've had on these cheat days. My hands are all over the shop. Oh my god. Here we go. Sorry. Here we go. Last bite. More liquid. Okay, let's move on to the final donut. I think this one is going to be the best one because look at it. Oh. But essentially, this is an apple crumble donut. You probably saw it on the B-roll, and I am presuming, based off the weight, this is a very heavy donut. That when I bite into it, apples are just going up. Boom! Boom! I presume that some sort of applesauce or
apply dapply goobly doobly
appley goodness is gonna squirt out of this donut. So here we go. It better not disappoint. I wasn't wrong. Look at that. Woo! Look at the cream. The appley dapply doobly doobly. Oh my god. That is apple crumble cream as per expected, and these little things on top. Oh. It is the crumble of the apple crumble. Look at that. Pure beauty. When you think about it, this is very healthy. Apples are super high in fiber, so essentially we are getting our one serving of fruit with it. Again, it's quite a messy one, but here we go. You can see all the cream. Woo! There's a chunk of apple. Woo! I don't know if you can see it, but that is actually an apple. So this is quite a healthy donut. They actually do put apple chunks inside of their donut because we're all about the health gains over here in Ireland. So here we go, probably 2 more bites. Here we go. Last bite of the apple one. Messy. Very messy. So that is that. We are going to just take the day as it comes, and then of course touch on the scientific literature all about training splits and going over my training splits. So if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in meal numero 2. Boop. Woo, baby! I bet you weren't expecting this bad boy to make an appearance today, but this is what we're gonna have for meal numero 2. But one does not go to Tesco's and take advantage of their little American aisle. For those of you unaware, Tesco's has this little sort of department where they have like imported American goods. It's super overly priced, but they had like Hershey's and Twinkies, Skippy peanut butter, like Lucky Charms and stuff. Basically my paradise. So we are gonna shoot for the whole box. Yes, I'm gonna try get the whole box of the Reese's Puffs. Hopefully they live up to my expectations, which are very, very high. And then we just have some of this chocolate reduced fat milk from Lidl. It's basically the poverty version of Moo Juice. So let's get these ready and start talking a little bit about training split science. So we're gonna need a bowl and of course a shaker to open up the cereal. Woo, baby! They do look very interesting, literally chocolate and peanut butter bowls. Woo! Pour into the bowl. Oh my god. Then we need to get our shaker, open that up, open up the milk, fill up the shaker like so. Beautiful. Pop on the lid. We are ready. So here we go. Now before we get into this, let's go over a little bit about the basics of training splits, okay? So when it comes to training splits, first of all, you need to understand that they are not the be-all and end-all of your progress. Any training split will work once you apply the basic principles of progressive overload and get stronger and better over time on any of your lifts, okay? That being said, however, there is some evidence out there to suggest that training a muscle with higher frequencies and higher volumes be better for overall hypertrophy. So you can see from the huge systematic review and meta-analysis conducted by Schoenfeld et al. 2016, who showed that when comparing studies that investigated training a muscle group between 1 to 3 days per week on a volume equated basis, training a muscle twice per week promoted superior hypertrophic outcomes to once per week, meaning that a major muscle group should ideally be trained twice a week to maximize muscle growth. Now when it comes to volume, I'm sure you already know, but there is also evidence out there to suggest that training a muscle with higher volumes be better for hypertrophy. As per another fairly recent systematic review and meta-analysis in 2017, again by Mr. Schoenfeld, a grade dose-response relationship whereby increases in resistance training volume produce greater gains in muscle hypertrophy. So essentially they split their searches into studies which performed less than 5 sets per muscle per week, which performed 5 to 9 sets per muscle per week, and which performed over 10 sets per muscle per week, showing that those who performed over 10 sets per muscle per week got superior hypertrophic gains as opposed to those with lower training volumes. So knowing this, hopefully now you know why we consistently blab on about the push-pull legs, upper lower or full body split, as essentially they allow you to train a muscle more frequently, so 2 times per week if you're doing a push-pull legs or an upper lower, or 3 times per week if you're following a full body split. And then of course, as a result of a higher training frequency, you will also find time to fit in that recommended 10 plus sets per body part per week, as opposed to the bro split, which, don't get me wrong, it'll work. I mean, after all, you're going in and absolutely pounding absolutely demolishing a muscle with volume, but where it lacks is in that frequency. So that is that. And although there is a very recent, extremely interesting paper that I want to bring up, I'm going to save that for the next meal, so stay tuned for that. But for now, I have spoken far too much, so let's dive in to some cereal. I am looking forward to tasting this. I need a spoon! Right, so here we go. So I am gonna just watch a few YouTube videos because this is gonna be a hefty meal, but of course I'm gonna give you a tip. Whoa! So let's fill this bad boy up with the mlijeko. Woo! Beautiful! So there you go, you can see we pretty much managed to fill up half of the bowl with the mlijeko. So here we go. What is this gonna taste like? Oh my god, it smells very, very peanut buttery. You know, I've tasted the bar, the peanut butter cups, and the minis, so I wonder where this is gonna rank on the old Reese's leaderboard. It better be good. It costs fucking €6 for a whole box. €6, please. Subscribe to the channel. We've already spent like €20 just on donuts and cereal. Oh my god. Oh, yes. Okay, that's very good. You know what? I think that might beat the bar. It's just because I like cereal. It's literally the bar in cereal format. It's absolute perfection. Oh my god. Definitely worth €6. So anyway, that is that. Like I said, I'm just gonna time lapse this and bang it out the way because I want to enjoy this with a few YouTube videos and catching up to a few DMs. So time lapse coming in 3, 2, 1. Wish me luck. Probably about 3/4 of the way through. The milk has just been engorged with like a peanut butter taste, so it's quite dense, but it's still very good. And I'm not getting too full. Again, I said I'm sort of very hungry today, so we're gonna finish this off and bang out a few more videos. I don't know, can you see it? We're pretty much down to just the milk and a few peanut butter things, so let's down this. Excuse me. Here we go, nearly there. Finito! Woo! Oh my god, guys, that was quite heavy. I don't think I'm gonna go for another full meal. I think I might just have a little snack and then like dinner and then of course a macro capper later on. But nonetheless, we will see where the day takes us and check in with you at meal numero 3 going over that very interesting paper. Boop! I remember doing that once and someone sent me a message the day after and they were like, oh, I took a screenshot of that and sent it to all of my friends. We're trending, guys. The Potato Nation is growing nicely. But anyway, you can probably see we're at the motherland. Little. But anyway, like I said, I am still feeling a little bit full. I'm not stuffed. I can definitely eat a bit more, but I don't want to sit down to a huge, big, voluminous meal. So we're just going to have a little snack now. So we went in and of course, we browsed their bakery, but we did manage to pick up a few things for now just to snack on in the car and then something for later, which I was missing for my planned surprise macro capper meal, which you're definitely going to like. But anyway, before we dive into these, let's go over that super interesting recent paper that I was talking about by an author called Grgic. I'll definitely butcher that name. Grgic et al. 2018, that's what I'm going to call it. Of course, of which Research Bay, Mr. Schoenfeld, played a little bit of a role in. But essentially, it was published in May 2018 and again was a huge systematic review and meta-analysis of 22 studies on the effects of training frequency, concluding again that the results suggest a significant beneficial effect of resistance training frequency as higher training frequencies are translated into greater muscular strength gains. However, this is super interesting, guys, because in the same study, they conclude that the effects actually seem to be primarily driven by training volume, because when the volume is equated, there was no significant effect of resistance training frequency on muscular strength gains. Thus, from a practical standpoint, greater training frequencies can just be used for additional resistance training volume, which is then likely to result in greater muscular strength gains. And they follow on to that to state that it still remains very unclear as to whether the resistance training frequency on its own has any significant effects on strength gain. So I don't know, but if you're a nerd like me, that is pretty interesting to see that it might not actually be the frequency, but more so that the frequency allows you to get the volume in, okay? We know that volume is a key driver of hypertrophy, so it might just be the fact that people who train a muscle more frequently might be able to accumulate more volume than the likes of someone who's just doing a bro split, okay? And that is why it might be so beneficial. But if you equated the volume and you had a bro split hitting a muscle just once per week, doing like 20 sets per week, and then you had a push-pull legs doing still 20 sets per week, but spread out more frequently, you'd probably get very similar gains. Woo! Fascinating! Fascinating indeed! And that's a potential reason that a bro split can still work, in that if you can still accumulate a total amount of volume equivalent to someone who's training with more frequency, you'd probably get the same gains. But personally, I would still advise training a muscle a little bit more frequently. It's sort of like your diet. You know the way people always say to spread out your protein a bit more frequently to stimulate MPS? Well, that is the same sort of theory that you can apply to training frequency, in that you're probably still going to get a little bit better gains if you spreaded your volume out over the course of the week as opposed to just banging it all in one session. So that is that, and the final part of this video is going to be going over my split, how I split up my week to get adequate frequency and adequate oh, I definitely get adequate volume. Yeah, buddy!
Yeah, buddy. It's all good.
I definitely get enough volume, but that's a different topic for a different day. Because I've already spoken too much, you find me boring, but you don't find me eating boring. So let's dive into these bad boys. We're gonna start off, we got I've tasted it before and I know I like it. And God, I've literally had like no savory meals, but we'll see what we eat later on in the day. So for now, let's dive into the triple chocolate cookie. My God, it's so rich. Got my legs. My legs are in agony. We did 20 sets of 30 reps lunges today, so it was like 570 reps of weighted lunges with like 30 kilo dumbbells. I'm dying, fam! Please! I just want big legs! It's so good, guys. I don't know if that's white chocolate or not, but you can definitely taste the dark chocolate in there. It's very dense. So there we go. Last bite of the triple chocolate cookie. Now next, one cannot go to Lidl and not pick up their chocolate butter croissant. Look at that bad boy. If you're on a diet, then again, I sincerely apologize, but fuck dieting! Who's got time for dieting when you can eat croissants all day?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I need to calm down. I know that's something you don't like in me, is when I start screaming and just getting overly head up, but I like to bring a bit of energy to these videos. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Look at that bad boy. Have you seen anything more beautiful than that, my family? Oh. Little sprinkles of chocolate on top. Beautiful! Lovely and buttery as well. Full of micronutrients. Again, unlike Tesco's one, which was all pumped in the tip, this one had all of the chocolate pumped bang in the middle. Lidl, that is how you do it. Tesco's, you need to learn something from Lidl. Oh. Lidl quality at its finest. 2 tips pumped full of chocolate and a middle pumped full of chocolate. That is why you shop at Lidl. Now, this is what the third item is. I've never had this one. It is apparently a cheese. Can you see it? There we go. A cheese Gouda roll. I don't know whether it's full of cheese or not. If it's full of cheese, then I am literally just leaving this car now. A happy man. It's not full of cheese. It's still very good though. Again, Gouda and Emmental, they're definitely one of my favorite cheeses. Any of those, like, I think, are they German cheeses? Comment below. I don't really know where they're from, but I think they're German. It's quite nice to have something savory. It's been a very sweet day so far, and I know my macro capper is going to be a hell of a bomb, so this was a nice little change of direction. I feel my appetite is getting bigger and bigger the more frequently I do these cheat days. Here we go, last bite of the cheese Gouda. Oh, we have no water left. That was a bad call on my behalf. But anyway, that is that. Again, I don't know how many meals we're gonna have. Might have 3, definitely have 2 more meals left, so I don't know how we're gonna go, but regardless, I'm gonna take you along on my day. Boop. So this is gonna be our dinner, guys. It's actually been quite a while since we ate all the stuff at Lidl. You can see it's actually coming up to like 5 to 9, so probably about 4 hours since then, and by the time I eat it'll be like 9:30 or something like that. But I did tell you that I was not messing around when it came to the calories today. But essentially, I do like to sort of go on strolls in between meals during these cheat days, so we did stop off at Super Value earlier on this evening to have a look at their variety, and my goal was sort of to focus on picking up a food that I wanted, but sort of the higher calorie version as opposed to just the store brand version. So this is what we came out with. We went for the full whack takeaway Goodfellas Mighty Meat Feast pizza. You can see in the whole pizza, or in half a pizza, there's 800 calories. So 1,600 calories in the pizza alone. But then I could not resist. I'm not going to have the whole pack, but these do look very good. These little potato croquettes. It was between these and wedges, but I've already had wedges, and these look pretty good. I think you just pop them in the oven. So we'll see probably half the pack of those with the full pizza. So I have a lot of work to catch up on upstairs. So what we're going to do is just let YouTube do all the cooking for us. Well, that was easy. So you can see, we went for pretty much half of the packet of these little croquettes. They've sort of browned very nicely. Then the meaty pizza, we have pepperoni, then we have some sausage. Then I think these little things are like meatballs, and then of course your cheese and your tomatoes. So that is gonna be dinner. And like I said, I have a ton of work to catch up on upstairs. That's a little bit of a downside to recording these full cheat days, is that you pretty much miss out on a full day of work. So what we're gonna do is bring this up to the computer, start editing this video, get back to a few client check-ins. But that does not mean that we still cannot give you a taste test to see how we go. So woohoo! Here we go. Let's give you a taste of the Mighty Meatsy Pizza. Mighty Meatsy? Mighty Meats. Mighty Meat Feast. Mighty Meat Feast Feast. I can't say it properly.
Stupid.
Mighty Meat Feast Pizza. Here we go. You got your sausage, you got your meatballs, you got your cheese, and you got your pepperoni. So, cheers. Yeah, that's good. Oh. The sausages are really good. The pepperoni adds that nice little bit of a spice. Yeah, solid 8 or maybe a 7.5. A 7.5 out of 10. Look at that. It's like a mini little meatball. Now, these look very interesting. You know me, I'm Mr. Potato, so this is a Mr. Potato in a different format. So let's give you a taste test of the croquettes. No wait, that's Italian. Of the croquette. Oh yeah. Oh no, can you see it? No, you can't, but oh my god, these are good, guys. It's like a mashed potato with a nice little potato.
Potato.
Covering all over around it. So yeah, these are actually pretty good. Oh my god, the glare in this. Woo! Stop it, light. There you go, you can see it's so much better. Surprisingly good, guys. So that is gonna be dinner. Like I said, I have a ton of work to catch up on upstairs, so I'm gonna bring this upstairs and get smashing into that. So I will check in with you at that final macro capper, where I do have a bit of a surprise for you. Okay, here we go. I have butchered this voiceover so many times, so this is hopefully gonna be my last one. If I mess up, it can be purely for entertainment reasons. But you're probably asking what this big surprise is, and it is the Ben & Jerry's low-calorie ice cream, my first ever taste test. Yes, one does not go to Tesco's as well and browse the Halo Top, the Breyers. Oh my god, there are so many different flavors of Halo Top and Breyers available. But the Ben & Jerry's was on offer conveniently, and there was a cookie dough fix and a chocolate chip cookie dough. So I had the choice between those two, and I decided to go for the chocolate chip, but definitely want to sort of try out the two flavors in the future. Then when we were at Lidl getting those brioches or the croissants, I also did pick up a... No! I messed up again! Anyway, we did pick up one of their double chocolate chip cookies because I knew I had bought the Ben & Jerry's beforehand. So what we did is we crumbled up all of the cookie into a bowl, put the Ben & Jerry's on top of the cookie, let it melt a little bit. And overall taste test, I wasn't too impressed with it, to be honest. I was expecting a bit more of a cookie taste. It was really good. They had huge chunks of cookie in it, but they were completely dampened by this very overpowering chocolate flavor. It was almost like getting a spoon, dipping it into some cocoa powder, you know. It was very, very dense, but overall it still was pretty good. So if you do try it out, then let me know, comment down below. But essentially that is how we finished off the full epic cheat day. So that is that. Definitely want to try out the other flavor in the future, but it is the next day and already this video is getting very long and we still have to cover my training split. So let's dive straight in to the macros and the weigh-in after yesterday. I think we have officially had our highest calorie cheat day, so 7,566 calories, and then in terms of macros, was 178 grams of protein, 1034 grams of carbs, and 302 grams of fat. Then when it comes to the weigh-in, we definitely experienced a bit of a spike. So we weighed in at 78.5 yesterday. Well, today it was 79.8, so a 1.3 kilo gain, or a 3 pound gain for you American folk out there. So although there definitely is a bit of compensation to be done, that body weight will probably return back to normal within the next day or so. But I'm definitely finding the more I do these cheat days, the bigger my appetite is getting. So maybe a 10,000 calorie or even a 20 or 15,000 calorie challenge might be on the cards next. So if you want that, then let me know by subscribing to the channel. But let's go over what you've all been waiting for, my own personal training split. And for that, let's transport back in time to earlier on this morning. Boop! Blame it on me! Oh my god. Anyway, what is up, family? It is actually the next day, and I thought this be rather suitable because it is a Sunday, so we have essentially run one full week of my split. So let's get straight into it. What is Mr. Potato's magical split? As you can see, on Monday we train shoulders and arms, or in my case, twigs. Then on Tuesday we come in and we smash our legs. On Wednesday we do a push day, and on Thursday we do a pull day. Now there is an option here to train legs on the Friday and sort of repeat the cycle, but here's the thing, I train legs very intensely, or at least I think so anyway. And in terms of my recovery, I am not fully recovered by that Friday to train legs again. So we throw in a juicy arm twig day, a juicy arm day as my rest day, and then go in on Saturday and smash legs yet again. And then on Sunday we almost do a full upper and train chest and back. So that is my split. Hopefully you can see that there is definitely enough frequency. So in terms of chest, I train that on push day, and I train it on chest and back day. For my back, I train it on pull day and train it on chest and back day. Then for my arms, I train that 3 times per week. So my triceps and my biceps will be hit on shoulder and arm day, then my triceps on push day and my biceps on pull day, and then on arm day by themselves. Then my shoulders get hit on push day and on my shoulder and arm day, and then of course my legs get hit on my leg day and on my leg day. And in terms of volume, you know I train high volume, so I easily accumulate 50-70 sets per muscle per week.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Don't do that, fam. You'll end up looking skinny as fuck. So that is my split. Do I advocate training 7 days per week? Fuck no! Recovery is essential to allow for adaptations from your training to take place. And by training 7 days per week, you will simply not be able to maximize your recovery, and hence you will see that your progress will be painfully slow, or even worse, you won't make any progress at all, like myself. So ideally stick to a 3-day split, so full body 3 times per week, or a 4-day split, upper lower off, upper lower off off. If you wanted to run a 5-day split, you could do a push pull legs off, upper lower off, and then of course there's that push pull legs 6-day split, so push pull legs off, push pull legs off, and repeat. So that is that. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I hope you all have a good day. If you liked the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel. See you later. Boop.